Hey everyone, welcome back to our podcast. Today we're talking about something really important, not comparing yourself to others. This is such a big topic, right, Ricky?
Absolutely, Razel. We all do it sometimes, but it can really bring us down. So, today, we're sharing a story that might help you see things differently.
That's right. And remember, as always, our podcast includes on-screen captions, so you can follow along with the words we say. Ready for the story, Ricky?
Definitely, let's dive in.
Don't compare yourself with others.
Once upon a time, in a leafy forest, there was a crow named Clyde. He looked like a regular crow, black feathers and all. But Clyde had a problem. Can you guess what it was?
Clyde couldn't stop comparing himself to other birds. He saw the eagles flying high and thought, I wish I could fly like that. Have you ever felt like that?
Oh, totally. Clyde also saw the colorful parrots chatting away and wondered, why am I not as sociable? And then, those tiny hummingbirds zooming around. He felt he could never be as fast.
Exactly. Clyde felt like he wasn't good enough because he couldn't do what the other birds could. It made him very unhappy. How about you? Do you ever feel like Clyde?
But here's the thing. Clyde had something special that no other bird had. He had a beautiful voice. His song was so enchanting it could stop anyone in their tracks.
One day, while Clyde was sulking, he sang a beautiful song. All the forest animals gathered around, completely mesmerized. Can you imagine that? A whole crowd just listening.
And that's when Clyde realized he had been so focused on what he wasn't that he didn't see what he was. He had a unique gift, and it made him special. Do you know what your unique gift is?
From that day, Clyde stopped comparing himself to the eagles, parrots, and hummingbirds. He embraced his gift and sang with all his heart. He became the happiest bird in the forest.
So, what do you think, listeners? What's your unique gift? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.
Yeah, share with us. And remember, it's okay to be different. Being you is the best thing you can be.
That was a great story, right? I think there's a lot we can learn from Clyde the Crow. So, what's the most important takeaway for you, Ricky?
For me, it's that we all have our own unique talents. Clyde was so focused on what he couldn't do, he forgot about what he could do. Have you ever done that, Razel?
Oh, definitely. I think we all have at some point. It's easy to get caught up in what others are doing. But remember, just like Clyde, you have something special that no one else has.
Exactly. One quote that comes to mind is, comparison is the thief of joy. When we compare ourselves to others, we often feel less happy. Do you agree?
Absolutely. It's so true. Another great quote is, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. It's a reminder that we should embrace who we are instead of trying to be like someone else. What do you think, listeners?
I love that. It's all about finding your own path and being proud of who you are. We'd love to hear what quotes inspire you. Share them in the comments below.
Yes, please do. And remember, it's okay not to be like everyone else. Just like Clyde learned, being yourself is the best thing you can do.
And if you ever start to compare yourself to others, just stop and think about Clyde. Focus on what makes you unique and special.
All right, everyone. We hope you enjoyed that story and the important takeaways. Now, it's time to move on to our next segment, audience questions and answers.
Yes. We love this part of the show because we get to hear from you. Let's dive into the first question.
Audience questions.
Hi, Razel and Ricky. My name is Maria. I loved the story about Clyde. My question is, how can I stop comparing myself to others when it feels so natural to do so?
Great question, Maria. It's natural to compare ourselves, but we can learn to shift our focus. One way is to remind yourself of your own strengths. Just like Clyde, recognize what makes you unique.
Absolutely, Ricky. And another tip is to practice gratitude. When you focus on what you're grateful for, it's easier to see your own value and not worry about what others are doing. Let's move on to next question.
Hi, I'm Alex. I often compare my progress in learning English with others, and it makes me feel discouraged. What can I do to stay positive?
Thanks for your question, Alex. It's important to remember that everyone learns at their own pace. Instead of comparing, celebrate your small wins. Each step forward is progress, no matter how small.
Yes, and set realistic goals for yourself. Focus on your journey and how far you've come rather than where others are. Remember, learning is a marathon, not a sprint. Let's move on to one final question.
Hey there, I'm Liam. I wanted to ask, how can I discover my unique talents like Clyde did in the story?
Great question, Liam. Discovering your talents often starts with trying new things and seeing what you enjoy. Pay attention to what makes you feel happy and confident.
And don't be afraid to ask others what they think you're good at. Sometimes we don't see our own strengths until someone else points them out. Explore, experiment, and keep an open mind.
We hope you enjoyed the Q&A. Now, it's time for our vocabulary segment, where we break down some of the key words from today's story. Let's dive right in.
Vocabulary Builder.
Let's start with the word sociable. So, sociable means being friendly and enjoying talking with other people. In the story, Clyde felt sad because he thought he wasn't as sociable as the parrots, who loved to chat.
Exactly. Here's another example. Maria is very sociable. She loves meeting new people at parties. So, if you like being around others and talking to them, you're sociable.
Great example, Rosal. Now, let's look at the word mesmerize. To mesmerize means to capture someone's full attention in a way that makes them unable to look away. In the story, Clyde's singing mesmerized the forest animals. They couldn't stop listening.
Yes. Here's another example. The magician's tricks were so amazing that they mesmerized the entire audience. So, if something is so fascinating that you can't take your eyes off it, it's mesmerizing.
Perfect. Now, let's talk about sulk. To sulk means to be silent and moody because you're upset about something. In the story, Clyde was sulking on a branch because he felt sad about not being like the other birds.
Right. Here's another example. After losing the game, Tom went to his room to sulk. So when someone is pouting and feeling sorry for themselves, they're sulking.
So, to recap, sociable means enjoying talking to others. Mesmerize means to capture someone's attention completely. And sulk means to be quietly upset. We hope this helps you understand these words better.
And don't forget, the best way to remember new vocabulary is to use it in your daily life. Try using these words in a sentence today.
Yes, give it a try. And if you have any questions about these words, just drop them in the comments. We're here to help.
Wow, what an episode! We covered so much today, from Clyde's inspiring story to some really thoughtful audience questions, and even learned some new vocabulary. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did.
Absolutely, Razel. Clyde the Crow taught us that we should never compare ourselves to others because we all have our own unique talents. Remember, your journey is yours alone, and that's what makes it special.
Before we go, we want to thank all of you for being part of our podcast community. Your questions, comments, and support mean the world to us. Keep them coming.
Yes, you guys make this podcast what it is. So, if you enjoyed today's episode, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you've got more questions or topics you'd like us to cover, drop them in the comments below.
And one last thing. Remember, no matter where you are in your journey, you're exactly where you need to be. Keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep being you.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Razel. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye for now and keep shining. See you next time.